Okay, so I'm recording this to sort of, I guess, talk about like the upload schedule and all that I'm trying to get through. I uploaded or recorded something earlier, but I think I'm not going to use that. So this is a re-record of a thing that I just wanted to blab about. Uh, I know that the audition might come off as a little rough, and it is very rough. The style that I used to write for the audition was I wrote the whole thing and then I found I was disappointed with it, so I scrapped it and then rewrote it. And this was all in the course of a month, mind you. And that is part of the lesson that I learned in this OCT was kill your darlings, or at the very least, kill your rough draft, because yeah, that's like this version was rough. The original version was, in my opinion, far worse. But it's oh, my cat is losing her damn mind. Pretty much, in summary, I wanted to thank the judges for creating summer leagues. You know, for actually taking the time to build the world, build the website, build everything that's involved with it. I know it's a lot, and I know there's been some stuff that's gone on. Sorry for the background noise. My dog is wandering around, but like this is a casual video. I don't really care about the background noise. You know, it might send some people to jittering, but this is just me babbling to myself. This is more for me than anybody else at this point. Uh, And I mean, I do want to gush a little bit. Like, I am actually happy with how a lot of this turned out, in spite of like a lot of the very rough nature. I know that my style of writing kind of bounces around a little bit, and that's stuff that needs to get caught in the editing phase, which is something that I need to get better at. But I was quite content with like the actual structure of the story of what I put out, and hopefully, when you see future rounds, it's going to look better. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'm switching up the upload schedule. We're going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that I have time to build up a repertoire, build up a backlog of videos, so that I'm not constantly like record, edit, post, so that I can actually work on the other art projects that I want to work on. I'm working on Wizard Palooza. I want to get that done. I'm also working on a very special project for the Summer Leagues group, which, like, again, there's just not enough time in the day. So I'm hopefully going to build up some, like, smaller audience. I might try to do some more recordings on this, but I want to be able to free myself up more in terms of getting work done. And hopefully, if I can play my time right, that's going to work out. But yeah, the audition phase in my mind, in terms of, like, working on OCTs and stuff, that's very much like the phase where you're consider that like a pilot. You know, that's it's not perfectly indicative of things to come because it's still rough. This is like someone. I think I took 2 months on this, and a large portion of that was just me deciding like what's the general plot that I want to go with in terms of like getting in and going forward. Because at this point, I did not know who my opponents were going to be. The system that they used in summer leagues was a bracket system. You're gonna have at least a rough idea as to who your opponent is going to be. Like you have one of two people that you're going to be going against, and like that was hugely beneficial. It gave me time to like start building up like the lore behind actions and all that, and allowed me to help set the groundwork, which was very effective. I actually really enjoyed the bracket system. I also enjoyed the 3 round system that Summer League's introduced, which to me like you'd have yourself like a 6 month OCT in that round. I don't think that's like unfair. Like 3 rounds plus an audition. Audition phase usually takes about when it starts up, usually about 3 months. Most people sort of start trickling in at the 2 month, month and a half marker after word starts getting spread around. And then you probably get like a 2 week to 1 month extension. Auditions is usually the longest because like people don't know when it's happening. It's your application period. Uh, After you get into the other rounds, that's when it starts getting sort of more focused because then you know what the schedule is and all that. So the audition phase, it's sort of a crapshoot as to when people figure out when the OCT is happening, and usually you hope for like an extension. And the unspoken rule of OCTs is that there is always an extension. That is just reality that I have seen, and it might have changed a little bit. This is me coming off of like DeviantArt, and wow, that's been forever. But yeah, it's pretty it's pretty much a universal rule that there's going to be an extension each and every round. When we start going into the other rounds, we're going to be going against people like Wooden Sponge was my first round opponent, and that was an incredibly hard round for me to write for. And I'll go more into detail about it once I get done with reading you the first round. And then I was against Gun Ho Guy, fantastic opponent. I loved every minute of fighting against him. And then I went up against Connie, and she was someone that I was really hoping to go against that entire tournament. Like the entire time I was waiting, going like, I'm seeing the seeds that I can put down for this. I really want this to happen. And like, to be frank, this Summer Leagues run was probably my best OCT run I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because I got to the finals. I think I really actually locked into what I'm really good at, and that's writing. When I can actually sit down and force something into place. And I want to give a shout out to everybody in Summer Leagues, just in general. There's a lot of people that I became friends with, and OCTs are usually a good place to become friends with people, but it's also a good place to really hit a drama llama. Sometimes you take the good and the bad. But if it wasn't for OCTs, I don't know where I would really be in terms of both my artistic journey as well as my personal journey as to who I am. Because I've had to talk with a lot of different types of folks, and it's been eye-opening in some situations. I know that the tournament has sort of been on a vague hiatus. Like, I get it. But I want to give a big shout out to you all. You're great at what you do. Take care of yourselves, alright? And to the judges, again, thank you for building the tournament. I can't stress enough how grateful I am for the opportunity to have been in this tournament, and I understand how fortunate I am to have gotten to the position where I am. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Again. See ya.